Hi there, beautiful. Oh, I'll show you Mr. Hey, Mr. Sam. It's a cold one here today. His beard is starting to frost up. Hey, my boy. These solar flares are sure doing an interesting number on us. Okay, interrupting myself. I'm interrupting the interruption. Oh, this is just the best way to sit out in the forest. It's completely calm today. The sun is shining. The skies are blue. My love is back at the cabin, trying to figure out the water distiller. We're trying to make a water distiller to go on top of the wood stove, but my wood stove is not quite warm enough. It doesn't produce enough heat through the top, so been struggling with that. Okay, now where was I? Viking has been encouraging me to make videos again on this channel, and I came out here the other day, sat right here exactly, and I started and stopped and started and stopped and started and stopped. I don't know, 5 or 6 times before I finally, got into something, and it just felt flat and awkward and uncomfortable, and so I just gave up, pressed stopped, and pondered it all the way back to the shed. And then I was talking to Viking about it, and some interesting things came up. My life has completely changed since I met him. Completely. Like, in every regard, I would say. I know so much more now than I did before I met him. And I think I look back on this channel and the year and a bit that I've had it, and I think there's a bit of shame actually, you know, and that is something that I need to nip in the bud, you know. I do the best that I can. I have not ever intentionally lied, but I feel like Blue Eyed Molly has been a bit of a sham. Not fake. I've been a very authentic sham. Part of me wants to go back and go through the whole channel and just delete videos. Delete, 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 delete. I think I'll leave them up because it's an interesting progression. But it's a little cringy almost, you know, looking back on a different previous version of yourself. I know some of you will resonate with this. You look back to who you used to be and like, ooh, did I really say that? Did I really believe that? And even though I had really good intentions, you know, when you don't know, when the truth isn't the truth, it's weird. It's been an interesting thing for me to think on. And then I started feeling fake. So like I don't resonate with Molly at all anymore. You know, I'm into a completely different version of myself now. And I just really wanted to shut the door on Blue Eyed Molly, and Viking and I are starting a different channel. And I was just eagerly waiting for that, right? But this is like facing a fear. This is doing some shadow work, coming on here and making more videos. This is like figuring out who I am now. I was beautiful 2 months ago. I was beautiful 6 months ago. I was beautiful a year ago. I'm beautiful today. It's just different versions of myself. So this is like a self-acceptance thing. And as my beliefs and truth shift and change, I'll just start talking about different things. You know, I'm not going to be ashamed about it. So it's been an interesting few days sitting with those sorts of thoughts. I'm now sort of, before I met the Viking, I was more at the highest rung of where I could take myself. in terms of learning and growing and healing. And now that I've met him, I'm at the bottom rung. I'm looking up, and there's a long way to go. And part of me is very excited. Uh, there's some really intense shadow work that is happening and needs to happen, and I keep butting my head up against it. So it's humbling to be at the bottom looking up and figuring out, okay, how am I gonna climb up the ladder again? How am I gonna climb up the side of this mountain? How am I gonna get to where I want to go? And I am so grateful to have a hand reaching down to help me. You know, the love and assistance is offered freely, and it's like, wow, it is phenomenal. So, any hoozles, I wanted to talk a little bit about all the things that Viking is teaching me. So he's hardcore into survival. You know, I don't know what he all knows. Like, I don't know what his certifications are. I've been meaning to ask him. Not that it matters. Pieces of paper are just pieces of paper, and even though you have a piece of paper, you might know absolutely nothing, and you could be a crap of a teacher. So, he has actually taught himself and he lives it. There's a really big difference. So, I used to work at the pool and taught the higher, um, I taught kids how to be a lifeguard. So, along with that comes being a first aid instructor. So, and this is just the silly things, some of the silly things we do out here in the West. I taught first aid without ever doing first aid out in the field anywheres. I'd never helped anyone who was injured in my life, right? Because I just haven't come across that. So I'm teaching kids about something that I really don't know. I have the book smarts. I have the piece of paper that says, yes, I am a certified first aid instructor. But that's just really crap. You know, I can maybe whet someone's appetite and pass on some information and show them some stuff, but until I'm actually living it and doing it on a very regular basis, it's not the same. And Viking lives survival. He goes out on really intense trips to test himself and to keep learning. And he's now teaching me, and it is so much fun. So some of the things that I have been learning are how to start a fire with a striker. So he taught me the other day how to shave different sizes of wood off of a piece of wood into like little shavings. So there's like a little dust pile, and then a little, he called it a little hay stringy pile, and there was like shavings. So you just take a knife and a piece of wood and you make yourself the three little piles, and then I have a striker. And I've never done that before. And I worked at it and worked at it and worked at it. And finally, when that first little fire caught, I'm like, oh my goodness, I just made a fire from complete scratch. I was so freaking proud of myself. And he's taught me how to chop wood. So I've been chopping wood now for a few years, but I've never been doing it properly. And no one's ever actually taught me. I just picked up an axe and chopped wood. And I was using so much more energy, and it's not efficient or effective. So one thing when you're in a survival situation, it's all about efficiency, effectiveness, and safety. So I'm now splitting wood. My technique is there now. I just gotta keep practicing and get the aim up and put a little bit more power behind my swings. I am learning way more about chainsaw safety. So I've been felling trees in a certain direction, learning how to cut the wedges and really listen and watch. He's teaching me how to, what was it called again? Figure out the directions. If the sun is shining, you put a stick into the snow or the ground, and you wait for the sun to move. I'll make videos on all of this. I don't have the total correct wording on it yet. Making a compass, like a sundial compass. So we've been playing around with that. Telling time with the sun and your fingers, measuring distance with your thumb, all sorts of things. What else? What else? What else? Oh, we're making a water distiller with my pressure canner and we bought ourselves some copper piping and a plastic hose. Haven't managed to get it functional yet because my wood stove doesn't quite produce enough heat, but keep working at it. Oh, diet. Diet's such a big one. I have been waiting for so many years for help with my diet. And he's teaching me all sorts of phenomenal things about diet and exercise. Exercise in a way that's functional. Going to the gym will get you muscles, but they're not going to help you go out into the forest and cut trees down or be fit. You know, it's not an overall body fitness. And so many people think, oh, I need to train really hard and no pain, no gain. Well, that's just a bunch of crap. What we're doing is really gentle stretches and a gentle warm up, and it's intense though. It just uses your own body weight. It's low impact. And we make things so much more complicated for ourselves than they need to be. So I am enjoying that so much. I'm finding myself getting much stronger, and some of my issues are starting to ease. I had a really sore knee and my hip's been bothering me, and it's just, ah, it's like amazing being in love, and it's amazing working beside someone who is so knowledgeable and has so much wisdom. I'm like, yes, please tell me everything, teach me everything, because he keeps asking me, do you want to know this or should I teach you that? I'm like, have I ever said no yet? Just keep the knowledge coming, man. I am so wanting to learn as much as I can. Oh, and he's teaching me Tai Chi, so I'm learning a routine. I don't catch on to these sorts of things quickly, and it's very choppy and not very flowy right now, but it's beautiful. And even though I've only been doing it now for what, 4 or 5 days, and I'm not very far along in it yet, but the energy that I feel after practicing for a while, it's just deliciousness. And my hands start to tingle and I feel calm. It is so much fun to giggle with someone and to just laugh uproariously. You know, he's not teaching me how to have fun, because I know how to have fun. I'm a fun-loving person. But to finally have someone to have fun with while we're doing everything, like you can hear our laughter pealing out through the forest whenever we go out to work in the forest or when we're walking along. We just truly enjoy each other's company. So, I'm just giving you a little teaser of things that are coming that I will be making videos on and talking about. Very, very profoundly life-changing stuff. Yeah. I'll show you Sam here again. He's just sitting by my side like he likes to do. We're not posting videos to our joint channel yet, but we will be sometime soon. And so you can head over there and subscribe already if you want to. It is called Blue and Her Viking. There's like a whole story behind that will eventually come out as well. I'm sending out love and peace and calm. And I'm wishing that everyone who wants to have the peace and calm and love that I have, that you will find it someday, that you will have the motivation and courage to keep working at yourself. Because it is possible. It is totally possible. I love you. Until next time.